Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of our news. My name is Mwema Shanshima. A recap of the headlines. The Zambia Environmental Management Agency ZEMA has granted environmental clearance to 259 development projects worth over $8,034,000, highlighting Zambia's ongoing commitment to sustainable development and regulatory compliance. The opposition Citizens First has claimed that the late former President Edgar Lungu envisioned a successor who would lead with wisdom, unity, and a spirit of reconciliation rather than vengeance. Disability Human Rights Development, in partnership with the National Trust Fund, has empowered 45 persons living with disabilities with 2,500 kwacha per beneficiary. ZPL MTN Super League side Trident Football Club has announced the departure of head coach George Chirufya and his assistant Jackson Mwanza.
Sun FM.
The Zambia Environmental Management Agency ZEMA has granted environmental clearance to 259 development projects worth over $8,034,000, highlighting Zambia's ongoing commitment to sustainable development and regulatory compliance. Speaking following the agency's April and May 2025 sittings, Board Chairperson Professor Lovejoy Malambo said the approvals cover a range of sectors, including 138 projects in mining and mineral processing, 43 in energy, and 39 across other key areas. Notable among the approved initiatives is the construction of a state-of-the-art Kasumbalesa border post aimed at streamlining trade, easing congestion, and improving cross-border trade efficiency. Professor Malambo also cited the green light for a 200-megawatt solar power plant, a major boost to Zambia's renewable energy goals, and the establishment of an animal viral vaccine production facility at the Central Veterinary Research Institute in Baltimore, Lusaka. The vaccine plant, valued at over $19 million, is expected to strengthen local capacity in producing vaccines for livestock health. The opposition Citizens First has claimed that the late former President Edgar Lungu envisioned a successor who would lead with wisdom, unity, and a spirit of reconciliation rather than vengeance. Speaking to Sun FM TV News, National Youth Chairperson Maxwell Chongo stated that Lungu opposed confrontational politics and urged political figures to uphold his legacy by fostering unity and avoiding divisive, rhetoric or internal conflicts. He strongly criticized those allegedly using the national mourning period to advance personal political ambitions, calling such actions inappropriate and disrespectful. Mr. Chongo also voiced concerns about Mr. Lungu's treatment after leaving office, asserting that the former president passed away feeling disheartened after being stripped of his privileges and security.
One thing for sure that I can make public here without any regret is that ECL wanted a leader to take over from HH, a leader that should teach President Hakainde Hichilema how to take care of the former president. A leader than anyone who is going to come in and take over to start pushing revenge, vengeance, or divisions.
Disability Human Rights Development, in partnership with the National Trust Fund, has empowered 45 persons living with disabilities with 2,500 kwacha per beneficiary. The 45 beneficiaries were drawn from Chambeshi area of Kalulushi district and received this empowerment yesterday during a workshop organized by Zambia people living with disabilities. The workshop is intended to provide empowerment to persons with disabilities in the form of microfinance, entrepreneurship training, and educational support. Kalulushi Mayor Dr. Simama encouraged the beneficiaries to utilize the information and resources gained from the training. He further said the funds paid out are revolving and therefore the beneficiaries should ensure they pay back so that more people can benefit from this empowerment. The mayor also encouraged the beneficiaries to form groups and apply for constituency development fund as persons with disabilities are prioritized during the application. Musonda Chewe, a beneficiary of the empowerment loan, appealed through the Office of the Mayor for consideration by the Zambia Agency for Persons with Disabilities to have the beneficiaries granted disability cards.
Shake and sip down in your soul. What you waiting for? Come on, let's go. Shake and sip. Up with Shake and Sip Fruity Milk.
Let's go, go, go. Every moment you be in the zone. Shake it up, shake and sip is the way to
Shake
go.
and Sip, when fresh meets fruity.
ZPL MTN Super League side Trident Football Club has announced the departure of head coach George Chilufya FC media officer Innocent Mwanza. The duo have decided to leave the club in pursuit of new opportunities. The Kalumbila-based side has expressed gratitude to the pair for their invaluable contributions and commitment to the club. Trident Chief Executive Officer Mangolumenji Mvula has promised that the club will provide further updates regarding the technical team in due course. Chilufya joined the Conquerors in February this year following a mutual separation between Trident FC and their former head coach Ernest Kofi. Chilufya, who holds a CAF, a coaching license, as previously tutored Mutondo Stars and Nkana Football Club. Prior to that, the former Chipolo Polo Under-17 gaffer worked as assistant coach to Agri Changai at Green Eagles. And in a related development, Kabwe Warriors have announced the appointment of George Chilufya as the new head coach and Jackson Mwanza as the assistant coach. Kabwe Warriors Media and Public Relations Officer Kelvin Musoka, in a separate press statement, confirmed that the duo have been unveiled after signing a 2-year contract. Thank you for watching and listening. Good afternoon.
The news, 88.5 Sun FM.
Imagine having nature's secrets to health and vitality in a bottle. Introducing Lifeway Shot Health Drink. Ginger for digestion. Beetroot for stamina. Aloe vera for skin. Tamarind for metabolism. Baobab for immune support. Lifeway Shot. Embrace wellness naturally.
Oh, what a bad day. When everything is bright and golden. The sun is shining in the mighty morning. Without my family in that moment, that day. would have been a bad day.
Yeah, everyone's bad day is my bad day. But guess what? When my banja comes to
Banja washing powder, the family detergent.
Thank you to Mwema Shanshima there with the community bulletin. Remember, this is Views on News. The Zambia Environmental Management Agency, ZEMA, has granted environmental clearance to 259 development projects worth over 834 million US dollar, highlighting Zambia's ongoing commitment to sustainable development and regulatory compliance. Citizens First National Youth Chairperson Maxwell Chongwe has claimed that the late former President Edgar Lungu envisioned a successor who would lead with wisdom, unity, and a spirit of reconciliation rather than vengeance. Disability Human Rights Development with 2,500 kwacha per beneficiary. The Zambia NGO WASH Forum has embarked on financial management training for staff from member organizations that handle finance before giving grants to those that will qualify later. And finally, the ZPL MTN Super League side Trident Football Club has announced the departure of head coach George Chilufya and his assistant Jackson Mwanza. 0955-855-953, that is the number you're calling me on. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
I'm quite. You sit with the period to our citizen Shan Yavo, Yakovati, former president. Wale wasonga wino ndio kwa wale wakanya activities after na sana like vile wale vuka mumsevo abantu wale wakonga filia government yao chao wambe watima police nango kidafi kule bakana condition nyinyo to kabye to chete wala kama sito asio nste government yao wino ndipo chile chao ama statement yao tule kana kwa Zambia yao amon kwa president wale lipo mtima atawa tena kwa Afrika mama kwa swali mkuru wa South Africa ba media director wa atawaka wana bali tira announce mama so hapo tukwenda Zambia kwa watu kwa ndani na vitu vingi tutamwishiwe lakini kwa tukwenda kama wanawake wa politician ndio kwa parapama raisi at least kwa option kwa ndio kama statement ya mwela ni raisi hao telephone hiyo Zambia mtu akani.
All right, thank you.
Kama ndio ndo
Cheers. 0955-855-953. 0955-855-953. Good afternoon, you're through to Sun FM.
Yes, good afternoon.
Great, thanks, Mr. Charles.
The voice of the voices, the shepherd calling from Dola. Being empowered. The move is a welcome one. I'm at the port airport per month. There are so many people with different disabilities, and that thing can be happening if my communities in Pilonganino, the government concerning Ukuafulisha, from my head of state. It's quite unfortunate to some of us. Abantu bamubakiri barelanda ekibade kwa kula kuchomuliro kulukwa lwa former head of state na no take over. Let us unite and do one thing. You know, there is even life after the barrier. We'll continue living, and more things still need to be done. So there is no way we can be talking about Timothy Nokura Koshomuliro, I'm a hatred and the other thing. It won't take us anywhere. Our position about it or what you want. is the development. They're going to be smart. Okay, don't knock away like what you want, but any put it away. They need to be better.
All right, thank you very much. 0955-855-953. Down news. It is 16:16. We do have 14 more minutes before we wrap up this edition of Views on News. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
On Zambia, on mission, it's camera sama sekali sama di makan panji.
Oh, you said that's when there's a bueno kai. So how much?
Amazanda ni kufu na kwa kwe. Kiliba mo rena kwe. Nasenda kwa kwa wa time power ba. Ya mkwani ni bana na time power ma bale kwa 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 mungu. Na kwa sana. Kaya alikuwa mtaro kwa pera. Kwa pera kwa diparo kuchira. Pera. So avele ba mpera kana na kutika ubi ba kutua kwa pantai. Ya mkwani ne tundalo mbako se. Na wale na bale kwa kwa mangu. Abali nanda wata ngori tamtauni do wata watu mtsa ko tendera manoro furu tabari so bachimana mutano ko tumufure ndiri zitia wata mtu na moto ba demulomba wata polo cha remol so ko tendera mapo na ko mona mano ayo le taka yakukanda yo le pera kwa abantu ndaramba wapera ko zale ngete sa kupera wapera ko kupera mapolitician aba wasikwenda kwa malaiki tafindisire shupa abantu aidi ati dabunga pale alipo mona sibwete tubunga tabona ko kusitubunga wani zeti ya mkwari na mame ta 15 kwa so kwenda kwa mapolitician kwenda kwa pera 5 ndira chika dola my brother ama kucheza ba atakari saiko afu mu ba mutaja awera ku makwini so ndibari aho gole jimu kutirenda ko atana boy ko eri punch so mu sema na kitu mumba kama sana ntika kufunda makoti aba basi bafungwe ko pe na ayo ku ba mutaja awera ku makwini bali batia msango hivi ndi bora kutia thank you very much.
All right, thank you. 0955-855-953, that is the number you are calling on. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello. All right. 0955-855-953. That is the number you're calling on. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
I'm great, thanks. Who's on the line and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Slawambodism from the South Coast. You are Shawat, the chairman for Citizen First Aid, over the leadership of Mr. Edgar Sagalungu. Indeed, he was a man that united Zambia. He was a man that had no act of vengeance. All
right, thank you. 0955-855-953. That is the number you are calling on this particular afternoon. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
Wabomba tulesungana muntu wandi Zambia Manchester City ko chikunda.
Okay, wakonkanyepo.
Na senda kuyalandire Kelvin kaunda ni nani wa nani kana wa Citizen.
Maxwell Chongwe, National Youth Chairperson.
Maxwell, inefyo naishi bakuli politician. Na ngutinga bashani. Ama revenge yena barapanga. Ukulanda ukwambia sekuli kaunda. Tolimwena ama revenge syo bantu bale panga. Kaunda tolimwena syo ama revenge bale panga bani. So, tulanda tiyo pali no shitairo chinga. Tachaka chinje umuntu ngali cyaro wale manali cyaro wale chivokolo so fwe na Zambia iyi ne misango twakwata ya kuchitali change iya kuchusha ma former president then nama sitting president ukula chusha ama opposition leaders icho chena tatwakaleke tulande papanti chile moneka nomba twalimwene noko lungwa chusha banako twalimwene ko na yura chusha piria to si wafite timofini inecho ndanda chakutirachi as long as satana equali ubatungirira ababantu ama revenge yena yakaba ukulingana na Daniel chapter 2 verse 44 kushona ulotuma uteko tonse twapano isonde epa kapira nesho sina otherwise natakulifyo ni amalivenje nako natwalira tete umuntu anje bati nangu mwinga yafumya umuntu kufuma ku America mwasa America aba president muntu abavena abakamunengera bakaranda ati oyali chitire tuchitire revenge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. 0955-855 and 953, that is the number you are calling on this particular afternoon. That is 0955-855-953. This is Views on News Tuesday edition. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
Good also. Ciao to Mwapeka Samba calling from Chirabombo.
Mr. Mwape, please do go ahead.
You are citizens first. Nala ndiyama chiwaya kankala ayampomfu. Iso bakabateka ne baya chiwateka ne bateka ne balungu baile ku South Africa. Bonso naza tuishiba. Bajya tulefacha kwa tubuje kwa nata turashika awu. Iso kana cyari ba umfane ba government na ba family iya chinalipwa. Bateka nde ba student first efishinka. Ni 100%. Bonza ataikala ngwatali kesho abo bunge pia mabada tika bungana buina buchira bwero bunga. Ubungana wena ngwacha ngana edwa. Icho nta kutosore mashop. Sote vya dura. Iyo kwache wewe paper wewe ngatu mna boy yana shop. Mtaka kuvitu pa 550 ngo. Tapati. So vya bufisio. Ubunga ubwele bantu batina basombora. Tekwelele abantu baita bunga mashop bako yabora fi. Ngabanga bachikisha. Bakambo ngasibuka vutu bukanina. Thank you so much Mr. Marashi.
Thank you. 0955-855-953. That is the number you are calling. To Sun FM, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm great, thanks. Who's on the line and where are you calling us from?
You are speaking to Smart Bonse.
Please do go ahead.
Yeah, you know, natumfasana bamfaya yabamdala balungu ichibipirego kyekyo twasanga boss sabe bati kwati nama politics nayengeramu sana abantu baretuma turemfabambi ati yo bayekeki baromba obwiri bambi turemfa yo barungu bayitwerese bega kusala ubu kusaidi bombi turemfa obutego nabona buda ndati yo barungu barekana bayikaminese abere ngaisine turemona turemfa tubutego barera ndata barefaya. So let us get it in that way. Barera ndati saturefaya obutego saturefaya eche sangwe na chitemwa mo achituma pa program hii neiparireko wachirandati ngabwali kukonga fyati ngabarungu bena bachitirenshi buri baechenje erali pachipuna. What did he do? So as Zambians, are we going to accuse, co-accuse? That's what I'm saying. The charo chesu guys to start with him. Number two, ababarere tama politics pamfaya barungu bafumepo. Na chitemwa Winter Gabimba, I watched Winter Gabimba Sunday interview. Uri omuntu isaishi bati ararande fintu ifitunturufi aparativi yawe. Inonshitana imwe bama radio advise people not to start bringing barere takwati fyongo kuri magroup mu cyaro kwaba magroup ya birita fyaga bombe Zambia ni one piece kwa naga nasyo.
Alright,
thank barungu ba bese mailo tugaba chesani we bury peacefully like
0955-855-953. That is the number you are calling on this particular afternoon. It is Views on News. Do call us and let us know what your views are on news. That is 0955-855-953. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
I'm not Wanawangani, I'm Sanda.
Oh, it's Chanda.
I sound like Wanawangani.
Yeah, you did.
I'm lucky. First of all, never in the office, but you don't go over Manchester City and go to come to pay them. Anyway, back to the story. abalanda kweyini abalandira abakuli balane balelanda pali balungu ndi big two balungu ko bali no te twali mpete na but this is still that okay uyu muntu tali wa wali zengo sana but then nimefoniwa kwa abantu baleta shafu omuntu yali nalipo so that bayisi batofi abantu wala staff statement la niyo muntu ayolomba mwamba ko kutasha kulandisa pana ile kintu kinabatengeneza balungu tosile ko itabali abalanda bali abakalala that thing I want Arabian Sahel for my brother.
Thank you. 0955-855-953. That is the number you are calling us on this particular afternoon. It is Tuesday edition of Views on.
Malashama bomba chan.
Mtu abomba vebu no katushwe na vaikara chan.
Ndisiye bwino. Atiwe Isaac, professionally known as the responsible father from Mondola.
Please do go ahead.
Ili ashija first. Ilisema mganda pasista wandiwa kumapochanda. Tuleta show muntu elo achilipo. No incest yako. Bali ngilo kulanda wa mashiwe ni sheti galungo pwali. Ngatamwa ishwa mwala ndile. I think if you recall kunumo ichalengele bali kalaba bakume mu PF ukuisa kumama nishi alengele. That's the only thing you should do. No. Mwamona nochulo muntu akwa elo maisa mukutash.
I do have space for one last caller. 0955-855-953. That is the number you are calling on this particular afternoon.